Welcome to the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Many of you are watching it on your cable systems across Acadiana, and others are watching it on your cell phones, your iPads, computers. A lot of you are watching it, of course, on the computers. And this is my sidekick, Andrew.
Well, good morning.
And, of course, we're not on radio anymore, and we apologize for that. I know we're getting calls, and no, my Rosetta Stone Spanish kit has not come in for me to study and start getting the program on our KSLO, which is now Spanish. But
Buenos dias.
Anyhow, good morning to all of you, and we appreciate all the good things you say about us when I meet you someplace. People go out of their way to thank me for continuing to do the Bobby Dupre Show, because it's one of the few shows anywhere in the world today that's all good.
All good
we
news.
try to stay out of the things that kind of controversial. People say, well, you mentioned people's death, but I only mention people's death. Basically, I know something about them personally, or they're well known in the community, and I've known of them and possibly met them a few times.
Sure.
So there's a difference there.
That's right, talking about the good things about their life.
About their life, that's correct. And the families enjoy that portion of the program, and we try to do a good job as often as we possibly can. And what would you like to say this morning? A couple of sponsors. Let's get two sponsors right now.
I can do that right again. How about Piggly Wiggly? If you're looking for groceries here in Opelousas, 2 locations in Opelousas, Piggly Wiggly, and also one in Simmsport, Louisiana, the 3 Little Pigs. The specials this week, they're running an 18-piece chicken combo with 6 drumsticks, 6 thighs, and 6 wings, $1 a pound. They're running a special on assorted pork chops for $1.49 and boneless beef shoulder rolls, $2.79 a pound. That's the certified Angus beef. Go by your local Piggly Wiggly. The pig knows best. And don't forget the South End. They've also doing catering for you and plate dinners as well.
That is correct. Good food.
And
good
one
food.
more sponsor. Let's just sneak one more in. Let's go with Carl's Thrifty Way. All your medicinal needs. Carl can help you right here on the South End of Opelousas. He can take the time to talk to you that maybe your doctor didn't take the time to explain to you what to expect with the medicines. What can you drink and eat with it? You're always worried about that. Does this make me drowsy? I'm worried about this side effect. Talk to you about all that. Compound multiple prescriptions together for you to make it easier for you to take. And they've also got a great gift selection there, home decorating ideas as well. As Carl's Thrifty Way.
I picked up my medicine on the way to the station here this morning. We taping, as usual. We like to tell you. We don't try to keep it a secret. Wednesday mornings, and it is Wednesday morning, and we are about 30 minutes early. Old Bobby woke up real early, 5:15 this morning. I had the clock set for 6, but 5:15 actually I should get up. It gives me more time to do everything and get here early,
right.
Instead of right on time.
Cool.
Oh,
what we got here? Birthday to you. How
what
about
is that about?
we got a birthday cake too. Well, happy birthday, Chief.
Well, thank you.
And that's going to be what day? Is Friday? Is
Friday.
the big birthday?
Friday. That's correct.
And you'll turn
76. I don't mind
76.
telling them exactly what it is. My health is good. My friends still call me Bobby and still want me to be around them. And as long as all of that occurs, the family is doing well. So, life is good. And you and I have fun every Wednesday morning. Mm-hmm. And what you see on the television is exactly the way it was taken. We never change anything during the program. This was
highly scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The impromptu doesn't work here. In fact, it's never arrived. Yeah, my teleprompter.
We got plenty of impromptu.
Impromptu
this morning.
Oh yeah. And I can't wait
to get. It's red velvet and it's a cream icing, so it ought to be pretty good.
They got a little rosette on it too.
Oh, exactly.
Yes,
a
sir.
nice ribbon for your hair.
That new hat do I have. My new do. I'm getting used to it. It takes a while. and it kind of covers that bald spot in the back. I'm
well,
practicing. Joe Fred always, you ever notice Joe Fred always combs his over like that, kind of to the side.
Grass doesn't grow where there's a lot of activity, is what they tell me. So that's probably what's going on.
And I'm still at work every day. The health is good. What more could you ask? You know, the friends are still glad to see me, and I try to visit as many of them as I possibly can, and still try to be active. And I think that's part of maintaining good health, is continuing to be active. And of course, since November of 2011, no drinking, no alcohol. So that's going to probably give me a couple of more years at the end, hopefully. And if not, well, I'm still doing okay without it.
I think so. I think you helped. I mean, you've lost a lot of weight.
Lost weight and feel good. And remember what I told everybody the day before, the night before.
Yeah, that helps too.
And so I like to joke about it, but it was a bad moment. And somebody said, well, Bobby, what you have to do is turn that lemon into lemonade. And that's what I did. And that's because I've got a positive attitude. If I wanted to be negative, I could say this and say that and try to blame the state trooper or blame somebody that served me too many drinks and let me get on the road. You know, you could do all kinds of things. I took the rap. It was me that made the mistake and admit to it and move on. And I still have my parties. We had a nice party. We can talk about that. Monday night at Maldo Kitchen.
Got together the whole group that goes to the Silent Retreat each year at Our Lady of the Oaks Retreat House in Grand Coteau. If you're interested in attending, we're going to go. We're going to leave the evening of February 28th. That's a Thursday night. So you only miss one day's worth of business. You're out the whole Friday. So you're there from Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday till about noontime, 1 o'clock. You come for the Silent Retreat. You'll know a lot of the people from the Port Barre, Opelousas area, but it's all over. We get people coming as far as from Texas each year. We get Mr. Bordelon comes in from Seattle, Washington each year to join us. We've got Ronald Boudreau that used to come in pretty regular from Arkansas. So we get them from all over the place. If you're interested in coming, call me, 351-0732. But we had a nice deal that night.
We have about the most ideal time of the year weather-wise.
Weather's beautiful, and the azaleas will be blooming when you come. They bust open basically the week that we're there.
Well, we pray for that.
That's right.
But when we were leaving last year, we prayed that they'd be blooming for the next year. That's right.
And the camellias usually are still in bloom.
And you know, this will be my 45th year. Can you imagine? The first year I went, I really was nervous. I had got invited by Mr. Howard LaFleur, who was on the bank board, American Bank, Mr. Jim Daugherty, Mr. Jim Daugherty, Judge Daugherty's father, and Frank Deasy had invited me, and they maybe had invited me the year before, and I didn't go. Well, this year I decided to go. When I got there, I was really nervous, and I'll never forget, Mr. Howard LaFleur pulled me into the room. We get there about an hour before the meal is served at 7, and we get there between 5:30, 6 o'clock, and he could tell I was very nervous. It was showing, and he says, "Come in the room here for a minute." So I went in there, and he pulled out a bottle of Old Charter. He took the top and he handed it. He said, "Take a good swig of this." And I never was someone to drink straight, but I did what I was ordered to do. And I took
by the older generation.
By the older generation, and I made it that year. And this would be
you're always
my
nervous the first
45th.
time you go because you don't know what to expect. But
What
it's
to
nice.
expect.
It's low key. They feed you like a little pet calf.
And we only have about 6 sessions the whole day, and they only last 30 minutes a piece.
So you got time to go walk around, the little sessions, the whole group together sitting, and someone's going to talk for about 30 minutes about some aspect of spirituality. We've got Leslie Schiff that comes. We always say our resident Jewish guy that comes along. So you see people from other
He's
faiths
been there a
come.
lot of years.
Leslie's been there longer than me, and
yeah.
I've gone. It'll be 15 years for me. So, and we get some new ones. Jared Norman Keith and Yvonne's son, this will be his second year that he comes. So we get new guys every year. We get some of the
And
old
Josh
guys.
Shotan.
Josh Shotan, it's made probably about 4 or 5.
Yeah, he had skipped a couple, and then he asked if he could come back.
Sure.
And if you've been and you haven't been in a few years and you've been wanting to come back, this is your invitation, please.
351-0732. I'll get you there.
Let's talk about Cricket's Bait Shop.
Go ahead, Cricket.
A few days back, few weeks ago, the Morning Advocate ran a real nice article on Cricket's Bait Shop. It's an accumulation of folk art, and it says right here the question is not what Cricket's Bait Shop has for sale, but what it doesn't. It's just an accumulation of things that she can pick up here and there. Probably people bring her some items,
and she makes things.
And then she makes things. And neat little shop when you're heading east towards Baton Rouge. It's on the right-hand side there,
right down 190.
And something else that's interesting was a nice article again in the Morning Advocate in the Acadiana section. Both of these articles in Acadiana section is mostly about Acadiana, and it says farm boy to first black mayor. That's the heading in bold print. And of course, they're speaking of our own John Joseph, who was a farm boy from Plaisance, Louisiana. So we have that certainly in connection.
And you both like politics.
And we both like politics. I remember us trying, and I think you were with me one time, we tried to get him to run a few years ago, to run back, and he said, no, I had a good run. He served 2 terms.
I think so.
If my memory serves me right, and did an excellent job. And I guess he wanted to enjoy life. So John, we're very proud that we know you and that you are from here, and the whole family has done extremely well.
A brother that was ambassador to South Africa at one time, I think teaches at Duke University. I mean,
well, what about that daughter?
That's right. That's right.
Bridges, Miss Bridges, who was working for the State Revenue Department here in Louisiana. She was the secretary of it. She was the head honcho.
For California?
Now she's in California with a
bigger
job and quite a bit bigger salary also. So anyhow, John, nice to know you, and if we can do something, either myself or I know Andrew feels the same as I do, please let us know.
7th Annual Gumbo Cook-Off over at Frank's Downtown is this Saturday from 8 a.m. until. You go by Frank's. This year, they're trying to help Maya Norse, who's 14 years old. She's been diagnosed with cancer for about a year. They really need your help. Only 14. You can go cook. You can go buy stuff, you know, that they'll be raffling, and bands will be playing all day. I believe our own One Trick Pony, I think, will be playing that day. You can go and buy the gumbo to help them out, buy raffle tickets. You can call Tim Marks at 658-1108 or call Jason Hugate 331-2837 because the Steamboat Warehouse also is a big sponsor. And while I'm talking about Steamboat Warehouse, you can get Mama away from the smell of her own cooking. After you go to Frank's all day and have a good time, go and bring Mama out to Steamboat Warehouse down there in Washington, Louisiana. Enjoy the great adult libations from the Bloody Marys with the pickle Zydeco, the great wine selection. The food is excellent. Angus beef, good Louisiana, authentic seafood. They've got those great oysters and shrimp with bacon wrapped together that are so good. You can get the Steamboat Gangplank, which is the best of both worlds. A nice steak on top of bread with crawfish sauce. Excellent food. Steamboat.
And they open at 5 in the afternoon, and on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, I'd suggest you kind of get there early or get there a little bit later. Let that first seating take place, and then it opens up and has room again.
You got it. We got it.
Okay.
What else you got?
It's time for...
Oh, it's time for a break. I'm glad you noticed.
Break.
We're going to take a 1-minute break and finish this quarter. We'll start the second quarter in about 1 minute.
And pictures.